Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be going through the basics of TinkerCAD. So TinkerCAD is a 3D online CAD software designer. Basically, you can build anything you want on it, and it's kind of tricky. So I'm just going to outline how you can start and all of the things that you'll need to learn. So first of all, navigation. As you can see, I've been navigating using this block at the top left corner. This is the way I like to navigate because I did not know about this feature, which basically you can navigate with right click and drag. So I'm using a trackpad, so that's why I actually prefer using this because it's easier, but it is recommended that you use a mouse in TinkerCAD because there's lots of gestures that you'll have to use which aren't that good on a trackpad. So you can either use this block at the top to turn around, or you can use your right click and drag. So now to zoom in and out. As you can see, I've been using these two buttons to zoom in and out, the plus button and the minus button. That's pretty self-explanatory, and if you're using a trackpad, of course, you can pinch to zoom in and out. Okay, panning. So I didn't know about this for a long time when I started TinkerCAD, so this could be kind of useful. If you want to pan, you hold the shift key and you drag using two fingers. So this is useful if you're getting up close to the thing that you're building and you need to edit some stuff. So I can move up and down and around. So basically, you hold down the shift key, right click, and drag. Alright, so now I've explained how you can navigate to the work plane. I'm going to show you how to start adding shapes. So as you can see, there's a drop-down menu here. These are all shape categories. So there's basic shapes, text and numbers, characters, connectors, etc. Personally, I never use text, numbers, characters, and connectors because I can do all of that with basic shapes. Though Shape Library, it is brand new in this version of TinkerCAD as of March 2021. But it's very useful because basically people build stuff and they can put it on here. So for example, if I'm building a car, I would find it very useful to go in the vehicles and machines section because there's all of these pre-made tires. And as tires are pretty hard to build, this is kind of useful. Okay, so back to this. You go to basic shapes and there's quite a few shapes here. You can just put them on the work plane, you drag and drop. So for example, I just drag and dropped this box onto the work plane, and to move around, you just grasp it and there you go. That's also pretty easy. You just move it around and you can add stuff onto the work plane. So I could add a cylinder, I could add a sphere, and also the scribble function, which is kind of useful as it allows you to design your own custom shape. So if I wanted to design a trapezoid, it's not very good, and there is obviously a way of making it without having to do that, but it's nice if you want to make a custom part. And to delete an object, I just tend to press backspace. If you want, you can press this delete function. That's also pretty self-explanatory. Now, changing colors, that's also pretty easy. Whoops. You just press the solid button up here and you can choose any color. Also, you can go to the palette, so you can choose a custom color if you want to do that. All right, that's good. So now I'm going to show you how to move shapes and how to make them bigger and smaller. You can notice that along the bottom of this this box, there are all of these little white and black icons. These you can drag to enlarge and change the shape of the shape. Also, this one at the very top, the white box, you can edit the height of the object. Also, if you want to, you can enter it manually. So for example, it was set at 23. If I wanted to set it to 20, and if I'm working with a very, very small thing, I would tend to just change it by very, very small increments instead of dragging it, because sometimes it can ruin an entire project just by doing one small thing. Of course, that is undue, but anyway, it's better to not risk that. Of course, at the very top, there is this triangle-shaped black object. Pull that, and you can use it to move your shape up and down through the work plane. So if you want to make it hover, you can do that. If you want to build a car, for example, and you need to move the body off the ground, that would be the tool you're going to use. Finally, in the moving shapes, you can change the way it is angled. So, for example, I can change this to 45 degrees. And if I want, I can rotate the bottom so that it's 60 degrees. And also, as I mentioned before, you can just physically enter the numbers in if you don't want to try and get that to that perfect degree. So if I wanted to change this by 90 degrees, I wouldn't drag it. I just press 90, and there you go. It's been rotated 90 degrees. So now, finally, this is the hardest part of this tutorial. This is basically making a custom shape. So, for example, if I get this box and I have a cylinder, I will, for example, if I want to make the cylinder go through the box, I don't know why I would do that, but I just would, for the sake of this tutorial. You might have noticed there's a little option up here called hole. So select the object and press the hole button. As you can see, it's just become a hole. So if you want to group these, you would hold down the shift key to select multiple objects and click on all the objects you want to select. Up here, it now says shapes 2. So now I would click this button, which says group, and it just cut a cylinder, an elongated cylinder size object out of my box. If you want to undo that, you just press this button on group or Control Shift G, and you've got the shapes again. So this was a pretty quick overview of TinkerCAD just to let you get going. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Hello. Alright, so now that you know how to know this TinkerCAD basics, I'm going to guide you through some quick tutorials on how to build some easy stuff. So first of all, a house. Well, house is really popular to make in TinkerCAD, well, because it's pretty easy and it doesn't take too long. Also, you can really make some really nice houses if you're quite good. So I'm going to show you how to make a simple house. Grab this corner and pull. So it should look something like this. Try and make it into a rectangle. Now you want to pull the top. I'm going to put mine to 40. So you see now it's size 40 and it is basically a square or a rectangle. Now I'm going to duplicate this by doing Command D or Control D on the windows. And I'm going to make this very slightly smaller than this one. Quite easy. Just do this. Then I'm going to center it in the middle. Now I'm going to make it I'm going to press this hole button and make it very slightly taller. There. Now select these two by holding the shift key, and you've selected two shapes. It should say up here shapes 2, and press the group button. So there you have the walls of the house. Now we're going to make a door. So we're going to get a box and we're going to make it slightly taller. So it's a rectangle and it has the appearance of a door. Now we're going to do the same thing, except this time we're going to make a window. We're going to grab the top triangle and pull it up. There, so we have a window and a door. Now press this button, hold shift and select all three and press the group button. There, that looks great. You've made the door and you've made the window of the house. Finally, the roof. This is pretty easy because TinkerCAD has its own roof option. I'm going to elongate it and pull it up. Now I'm going to stretch it so that the roof slightly overlaps and pull it down. There. So you've got your house with a roof. Looks great. You can add more stuff to this if you want, for example more windows, or maybe even make some furniture if you feel like you could be able to do that. So there. So that's a pretty easy project for you to do. And guys, don't be discouraged if you can't really do it and it's tricky in the beginning. Don't worry. Everyone feels that. It's called being a beginner. And so I really hope that you do manage to do some cool stuff in TinkerCAD, and once you get a bit more advanced, if you are a beginner, check out some of our TinkerCAD tutorials. I build some awesome stuff, and such as like some cars like an SRT Hellcat and a G63 AMG, and loads of other stuff, so check out the TinkerCAD playlist. Anyway,